Okay, good afternoon to all of you. Okay. Is the screen is visible? No, you don't have to join the meeting, but you have to basically, anyone can join the meeting and tell me whether the screen is visible or not only. Okay, hello?
No, sir.
Okay. Uh, in the last turn, we have discussed about the polymorphism and inheritance. We have already covered the polymorphism and inheritance properties of Java. Now in today's lecture, we will discuss about the abstraction, which is one of the main feature of object-oriented programming. Abstraction. So what is abstraction? So abstraction, the literal meaning abstraction means hiding something. So in object-oriented programming, abstraction means hiding the implementation detail. Hiding the implementation detail from the user. Implementation detail from the user. Okay. Now, implementation detail. So basically, implementation detail is written in a
Sir,
method.
screen is not visible.
A screen is not visible. Okay. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So hiding the implementation detail from the user. It's an implementation detail is basically written in the method. It means the definition of method is hidden from the user. Implementation detail means definition. Definition is not defined. Definition of a method is not defined here if we talk about the abstraction. Okay. So basically in Java, abstraction can be achieved with the help of two ways. The one way is by using the abstract class, you can achieve the abstraction, or by using the interface, you can achieve the abstraction. Interface. So before discussing about the abstract class and interface, first we will discuss what is the need of abstraction actually. What is the need of abstraction? Because abstraction is one of the property of object-oriented programming. So first see what is the need of abstraction. So just I take an example. Okay. I just take an example. 1 minute. Okay, sorry for interruption. So first we will see what is the need of abstraction. So I just take an example. Suppose there is an example of suppose there is a class mathematics class, suppose. and this is user defined class. This is not the already defined class. This is user defined class mathematics, yeah, math. And in this class, suppose there is a method summation, integer summation, which will take integer x. Yeah, there is a method, not summation, there is a method calculation, not summation, there is a method integer calculate. Okay, calculate, there is a method. So there is a class mathematics and there is a method calculate. Now, so in calculate method, suppose this particular method could calculate, means if you pass any integer value, integer x here, so if you would like to perform operation like x multiplied by x, means square of x, suppose this is the one operation, fine. If you pass any number x, integer number, actually this calculate method return a square value. In another case, suppose this particular method will return a cube value. And in the third case, suppose this particular method will return the multiply by 2. Okay. So it means there are three operations. One is a square operation. Another one is a cube operation. And the third one is just multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. Now, suppose I need to create three objects. I need to create three objects of math class. Suppose this is the math class, and if I create the three objects of math class, like if I create math m1 equal to new m1, new math, and similarly m2 and m3, similarly. If I create three objects, m1, m2, and m3, and m1 object would like to calculate the square value, m2 object would like to calculate the cube value, and m3 object would like to calculate the multiply value only. मीन्स आपको ऐसा करना है कि m1 ऑब्जेक्ट से आप अगर कैलकुलेट मेथड को कॉल करो तो वो स्क्वायर दे, m2 ऑब्जेक्ट से कॉल करो तो वो क्यूब दे, और m3 ऑब्जेक्ट से कॉल करो तो वो मल्टीप्लाई करके दे. हाउ कैन यू अचीव दिस? It is something like overriding type of thing, because here the method definition is changed, overriding of something. So how can you basically, means what is the solution for this? क्या करना होगा? The first solution means I just create three method: calculate square method, calculate cube method, and calculate multiply method in the math class. If I create three separate method in the mathematics class, math class, so problem can be solved easily. But वहां पर क्या होगा कि m1 object can calculate square as well as cube as well as multiply. Means if you overload the method, means the first solution is, because there are three operations, you can overload the multiply method, you can overload the calculate method in the mathematics class. But in that case, if you overload the method, तो m1 के पास भी तीनों मेथड होंगे, m2 के पास भी तीनों मेथड होंगे, and m3 के पास भी तीनों मेथड होंगे. ये हमको नहीं चाहिए. m1 can only calculate square value, m2 can only calculate cube value, and m3 can only calculate multiply value. So how can you solve this problem? So with the help of method overloading, you cannot achieve. Means the first solution is method overloading. Okay, the first solution is method overloading, but with the help of method overloading, you cannot achieve this. Method overloading means if you overload the calculate method, means you just write the three definition of calculate method here, but in that particular case m1 is having 3 copies of calculate method, m2 is having 3 copies, and m3 is having 3 copies. Okay, the another solution, overriding. It means with the help of method overloading you cannot achieve efficiently actually. So just do the method overriding. So how method overriding can be done? So in order to override the method, you need to inherit the first. You need to inherit the method means you need to create a child class. So if I create a child class like class, and suppose if I means how many classes basically required? 3 classes. Why the 3 classes? क्योंकि एक ही क्लास में तो 3 तरीके से ओवरलोड नहीं कर सकते ना, ओवरराइड नहीं कर सकते. तो you need 3 class. Suppose the first class is class square. So in the class square, this square class can overload this method according to its own need. Suppose there is another class, class cube. So class cube means class square extends math. Class cube extends math. Similarly, class multiply extend math. So all the classes, class cube, class square, and class multiply extends the math class. ये तीनों classes जो होंगी, ये child class होंगी. These 3 classes are the child class of mathematics class, and in this class, each class overrides the calculate method according to its own need. So in this way, problem can be solved. Now, if you create the object of a square class, you can call the only the method which is the overridden method. Okay. Similarly for cube and similarly for multiply. No problem. ये तो हम लोग देखे थे. एक सेकेंड यार, ये क्या बोल रहा हूँ. In this case, basically you have to create 3 child classes. Okay, what is the need of inheritance? Okay, okay. The question is why we not make only the 3 classes? Okay, 3 separate classes. What is the need of creating the parent class in this case? What is the need of creating parent class? Fine, just create the square class, cube class, and multiply class. If there is only a single method. Okay, if there is only a single method. But in this particular case, okay, but suppose actually in the previous turn we have seen the concept of polymorphic array. Suppose polymorphic array, you can pass polymorphic means array as a parameter. So in that particular case, if you create the superclass, so you can create the superclass type, and superclass type reference variable can refer to its subchilds. Then in that case, you can pass parameter as a polymorphic array as a parameter. So in that case, basically this particular example can give you some benefit. Another thing is, now see, so in this case there is a one method, and in square class and in cube class and in multiply class, this method is overridden. Means square class overrides the calculate method, cube overrides the calculate method, and multiply overrides the calculate method. So the question is there is any significance of writing the definition of calculate method here?
If you want to do some parsing of the input and output before doing whatever you want to do, like you want to log it in some specific format or do separate extent, that might be useful.
That in that particular case that might be useful, but here particular in this case, if you write the definition for the calculate method, is there any significance? Is there is no significance of writing the calculate method here? Fine. If there is no significance of writing the calculate method, so why the definition is required here? There is no requirement of definition. So for that particular purpose, we need to make this particular method as abstract method. Abstract method where implementation is not defined. Okay, and it is the decision is given to the child classes, and child class can define its own definition. तो एक सिर्फ टेम्पलेट दे दिया जा रहा है कि दिस इज द सिग्नेचर ऑफ मेथड, एंड चाइल्ड क्लास कैन define the method according to its own need. Fine. ठीक है, कि उसको पता है कि मैथमेटिक्स क्लास में किस कैलकुलेट हमको करना ही है, तो कैलकुलेट जिस चाइल्ड क्लास को, कि भी ये इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एग्जांपल देयर आर 3 क्लास, बट इन फ्यूचर मेनी मोर क्लासेस कैन बी देयर व्हिच एक्सटेंड्स द मैथमेटिक्स क्लास. बहुत सी और क्लासेस आगे आ सकती हैं. फाइन. एज ए प्रोग्रामर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, जैसे आपने बोला ना कि सर अब 3 क्लास सेपरेट क्यों नहीं बना लेते हैं, तो अचानक से 5 क्लास और आ गई तो आप फिर से डिफाइन करोगे. तो आपने कहा कोई नहीं, एक टेम्पलेट है मेथड का, हमने बना के एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास दे दिया आपको. जितनी भी क्लासेस होंगी जब भी आती जाएंगी तो वो उसी को एक्सटेंड करके अपने हिसाब से काम चलाएंगे. तो प्रोग्रामर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उसने क्या किया, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास दिया. ठीक है, अब चाइल्ड क्लास फ्यूचर में ऐड भी हो सकती है. ठीक. नाउ सी, so there is no need to write the definition of calculate here. So in that case,
without using abstract, we are doing the same thing now. Like without using abstract, also we are doing the same thing. Like if we make math m equals to new, that any class like square. So basically, if there is method in the parent class only, then only it will be overwritten. So why there is need of abstract?
in the case of inheritance, if there is any method which is defined already, child class can override that particular method. But what is the significance? Like in the previous 10, we have already, I think we have discussed the example of bank. Suppose there is a method like get interest, get rate of interest. So actually there is no significance of this particular method definition, get rate of interest, because the definition of this method is not common for all. If the definition of any method is not common for all the child classes, so there is no need to write the definition here. मीन्स अगर आप सुपर क्लास में कोई डिफिनीशन कॉमन होने जा रही है चाइल्ड क्लास में, तब तो सिग्निफिकेंस है. जब रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कॉमन नहीं है तो देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर मेथड. Even if you write the definition, there is no problem, but there is basically that will take extra memory. Get rate of interest is a method, so SBI is having separate different get rate of interest, ICI is having different rate of interest, PNB and UCO is having different rate of interest. So there is no significance of writing the definition here, because this is not common to all child classes. Okay, so if this is not common to all child classes, so there is no need to write the definition here. Okay, so in that particular case, you just write the name of method. Okay, and you need not to write the definition. Definition part means body part नहीं होगा, सिर्फ आपका signature होगा. Means you need to write like this, integer, suppose get rate of interest semicolon, and here this you need to make it as abstract. Abstract is a keyword. Okay, abstract is a keyword, and then integer is the return type. Get ROI is the method name, bracket and semicolon. There is no need to write the opening and closing braces here. Fine. That means method definition is not there, only the method name or signature is basically mentioned here. Method signature is mentioned because it will return some value, integer type. और अगर आपका कोई पैरामीटर लेना होगा तो वो भी दिख जाएगा यहाँ पर. So this is the means abstract. With the help of abstract keyword, you can make any method as abstract.
What happens if we call the abstract class without overriding?
Without overriding.
Just calling this abstract class.
No, you cannot basically see, if you create any method in a class as abstract method, it means that particular class is abstract class. If any method is abstract, if any method of a particular class is abstract, so it means you need to make that particular class as abstract. It means if you make the get rate of interest as abstract, you need to make the class also abstract. Means you need to write like this: abstract class bank, and then you write abstract integer get rate of interest. See, one thing is, in abstract class, there may be abstract method as well as concrete method also. ऐसा नहीं है कि abstract class में सिर्फ abstract method होंगे. Abstract class can have abstract method as well as normal method or concrete method. Okay. Now, it can have abstract method as well as concrete method. Now the thing is, here the definition is not there. Definition is not there, right? So if definition is not there, so what is the significance of it? There is no significance of it until some class overrides this method. Yeah, implement this method, override this method. So here, if we create any class as abstract, it means you need to write the child classes which extends the abstract class, inherits the abstract class and override the abstract method. Concrete method तो inherit हो ही जाएगा, लेकिन जैसे abstract method को override करना पड़ेगा. And suppose in the child class, if you don't override the abstract method, in the child class, if you don't override the abstract method, so in that particular case, you need to make child class also abstract. Okay. Example here, suppose a simple as an example there. Suppose there is a class A and this class A is having abstract void M1 and another method abstract void M2 and the third method is concrete method integer M3. And suppose this method will return 0. Suppose. So here you can see that in class A there are two abstract method and one concrete method. Okay. This is one concrete method, concrete or normal method, and these two methods are abstract. Fine. So listen. And since these two methods are abstract, so you need to declare this class as abstract. And one important thing is, if I ask you a question, if you create the object of class A, suppose, if you would like to create the object of class A, so how much memory is created? Memory is required. You cannot define the size of memory because the definition of method is not there. Fine. It means if you would like to create the object of class A, so memory size is not defined because the method definition is not defined here. So it means if you create any class as abstract, you cannot create the object. You can't create object or you cannot instantiate the class A object. You cannot create object. Create object of abstract class because you cannot define the memory size. It means Java virtual machine basically cannot define the size of memory because the definition is not there. So, and if you cannot create the object, so how can you access the functionality of abstract class? By the child class. But child class you can create the object and child class inherits the property of parent class, so you can access. So just create the child class like class B extends A and class B extends A. So in parent class there are three methods. In parent class there are three methods. So in child class तीनों method आ जाएंगे. So the first method is M1 and M2. M1 and M2 are abstract. So suppose if child class override the M1 को override कर लेते हैं. So just override the M1 method like this, void M1 and suppose system.out.println hello is printed in this method. Fine. So here class B overrides the M1 method. And now suppose this is the class B. Now class B is having how many methods? क्लास बी के पास कौन कौन से मेथड है? M1 only? Other are M1. Class B actually overrides the M1 method and make it concrete. Okay? And M2 is abstract, which is inherited by class B, but class B ने M2 को concrete नहीं बना पाया. It means class B is having M1 which is concrete, M2 which is abstract, and M3 concrete. And class B is having M1, M2 and M3. M1 is now concrete, which is earlier concrete, which is earlier abstract. M2 is still abstract, and M3 is concrete. So here you can see that this class B is having one abstract method. So you need to write here abstract keyword. Okay, you need to write here abstract. क्योंकि क्लास बी के पास दिख नहीं रहा है, लेकिन इंटरनली क्लास बी इज हैविंग एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड. इज देयर एनी कंफ्यूजन? Yeah, you have to override each and every method somehow. So basically in this this level of inheritance, class B is not, means class B is having one abstract method, and now here class A and class B both are abstract, so you cannot create the object of either class A, either class B. Now again you need to write the class C in order to override M2 also. तब तक आप नीचे जाते रहोगे जब तक कि सारे मेथड आपको डिफिनीशन नहीं मिल गई, बिकॉज आफ्टर डिफाइनिंग ऑल द मेथड यू कैन क्रिएट द ऑब्जेक्ट. So here in class B, you need to create class C in order to make all the method concrete. Class C extends B, and in class B, actually how many methods are abstract? Only one method, M2. So just write the definition here. Void M2. Suppose here system.out.println word. So M2 is defined in class C. So it means class C is having M1, M2 and M3. All are concrete. Now you can create the object of class C. Fine? Okay. एक सेकेंड. हाँ भाई, क्लास चल रही है. हेलो. Okay. So you can create the object of class C in order to access the functionality. So the thing is, you cannot create the object of abstract class, but you can create the reference type of abstract class. Abstract type means you can basically create the reference variable of abstract type. Means class A, as abstract class A, you cannot create the object of class A as well as class B, but you can create the reference of this type. Reference of this type. It means I just take the example of bank because then you are easy to understand. Suppose there is a bank and there is method like abstract double get rate of interest, and this is abstract in nature. So it means this class is also abstract. And now the child classes like PNB, which extends the bank, extends bank, and now PNB override this get rate of interest method, double get rate of interest, and it will return, suppose, sorry, return 7.0, suppose. Okay. There is another class like class UCO extends bank, here double get rate of interest, return suppose 8, return 8. Similarly for SBI also. So suppose there are various child classes. So you can create the reference type as bank B, which is abstract, and bank B equal to new PNB. You can write like this. But if you try to write like this, bank B equal to new bank, so error is generated. If you try to write bank B1 equal to new bank, then error is generated because you cannot create object of bank class, but you can create the reference type as. तो ये बहुत फायदा है कि if you create the means reference type as abstract class type, so in the case of polymorphic array you can use it. तो पॉलीमॉर्फिक एरे का पिछले टाइम पे हमने बताया था सिग्निफिकेंट, यू कैन यूज बिकॉज सपोज बैंक बी इक्वल टू न्यू पीएनबी, बैंक B1 इक्वल टू न्यू एसबीआई, बैंक B2 इक्वल टू न्यू यूको. Suppose there are 100 objects and 30 objects of type SBI, 30 objects of type UCO, 30 objects of type PNB, and आपको एक ही एरे के अंदर रखना है तो you can create. Fine? Okay. So there are certain rules in the case of abstract class. There are certain. So there are certain points we can note down. Certain points related to the abstract class. Points related to abstract class. Related to abstract class. The first part is abstract class can have abstract or concrete method. Okay, abstract class can have abstract or concrete method, and it cannot be instantiated. The third, it can have constructor as well as static method. Acha, if you create a static method in the abstract class, so there is no need to create the object of abstract class. So basically you can use the static method in the case of abstract class, because in order to call the static method there is no need of object. Okay, now it can have, basically ये लिख लो, ये कभी कभी ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस में होते हैं. It can have final method also. So if you declare any final method in the abstract class, so you cannot override it. If you declare final method in the abstract class, you cannot override it, but you can inherit it. You can inherit it. Acha, another thing is you cannot make any method as final as well as abstract. Okay, you cannot make any method final and abstract. एक साथ दोनों नहीं हो सकता, final and abstract, because if you write any method as final and abstract, the abstract method needs to be override, and in the final case you cannot override. So there is no significance of creating any method as final and abstract. Okay. Sixth case, we can have the reference variable of type abstract class, can have the reference variable of type abstract class. ये तो हमने दिखाया ही है. You can create the reference variable of type abstract class. Okay. Private abstract. If you create a private abstract method, if you create basically private abstract method, so actually private method you cannot inherit that particular method. So in that particular case, again the problem is there because you cannot inherit the private method also. Okay. But you can basically private method can be there in abstract class or not. Possibility is there. Private method can be in abstract class, but actually private method you cannot use. There is no use of private method because that means outside of the class you cannot use the private method. So basically, actually there is no significance of private method. In maximum case, private method can be accessible within the class only. एक चीज और सकता है, if you create the static method, then it is okay. Okay, because static method can be called directly by the class name. There is no need to create the object. Okay. An abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance. Abstract class ये इसलिए बता रहे हैं because the interface which also provides the abstraction support the multiple inheritance, but abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance. This is the problem of abstract class. So basically interface which also used to create the, which is also used for abstraction. So interface basically supports the multiple inheritance.
So we cannot make object of abstract class, then how constructor will be initialized?
Okay. Okay, this is the question ki if we cannot create the object of abstract class, what is the need of constructor? How can you initialize? If the
So by
basically
using
in
super.
abstract class, if you create the constructor in order to initialize the data members of abstract class, because abstract class can have the data members. In order to initialize the data member, if you write the constructor, so the problem is you cannot basically call the new keyword. But in the case of inheritance, you can call the parent class constructor with the help of super keyword. With the help of super keyword, you can call the parent class constructor. So in that particular case, if parent class is having the constructor, so you can call the parent class constructor with the help of super keyword in order to initialize the field. Okay? अच्छा, ये जो हो रहा है ना parent class के constructor को call करना, basically this concept is also called as constructor chaining. In advanced Java programming, actually this concept is called as constructor chaining. Constructor chaining. So basically here, constructor chaining, with the help of constructor chaining, you can use the facility of constructor in abstract class. Because abstract class is the super class, so super class constructor can be called from the child class. Okay, so these are the certain features of abstract class. And I think I have written a program. I just share the screen. I'm going to share the NetBeans screen. Okay. I have already written a program. Here, there is a bank class, which I declared it as abstract class, and there is suppose get interest method, which is also abstract, and there is a method abstract integer m. So there are two methods which are declared here is abstract method. There are two abstract methods which is defined in bank class. And suppose there is a variable string name, no problem. So, and there is a hello method, which is concrete method. Okay, hello is concrete method. So hello is called. I just write here hello is called. Hello is called. Okay, fine. And here bank, I have defined the bank constructor. I have declared a bank constructor, and hi I am abstract. Okay, means if this constructor is called, so hi I am abstract is printed. तो इस प्रोग्राम से मैं देखने जा रहे हैं ये बैंक अपने आप कॉल हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. हम कॉल नहीं कर रहे हैं तब भी. ओके. And set name, so is the method, like hello there is a method, so is the concrete method, and set name is also a concrete method, no problem. Now I just create a child class SBI which extends the bank class, and M which is declared here as abstract, the bank class SBI class overrides the method. Actually this M, this is overridden. Okay, this is overridden method. Get interest is also overridden. ठीक, it is also overridden. Okay, now, and actually in here there are only two abstract methods, so no problem, both are overridden here. अगर इसमें से एक को भी अगर override ना करते तो क्या होता, abstract बनाना पड़ता. Okay, now again PNB also overrides these two methods, so there is no problem. Okay, similarly UCO also override two methods, so no problem. Now in the main class, if I create an array of bank class, I can create the array of bank class. Okay, and B0 equal to new SBI, B1 equal to new PNB, B2 equal to new UCO. Okay, B0 is the reference variable which stores the SBI, B1 is the reference variable which stores the address of PNB object, B2 is the reference variable which stores the object of UCO bank. Okay, fine. So if I call B0 dot get interest, SBI वाला get interest call हो जाएगा. If I call B1 dot get interest, PNB वाला get interest. If I call B2 dot get interest, UCO वाला. ठीक है? Okay. Now if I run the program like this, B dot get interest, B0 dot get interest. If I run the program, yeah, if I don't write here B0. Actually, how many objects are created here? 3 objects are created, SBI, PNB and UCO. So when I call, is there anything which is printed? अभी हमने कुछ call नहीं किया है. But if I run the program, because no method is executed, but if I run the program, the 3 lines are printed. ये दिख नहीं रहा होगा, but the line is hi I am abstract, hi I am abstract, hi I am abstract. It means each time when you call the, when you create the SBI, when you create the PNB, when you create the UCO, so by default a default constructor of abstract class is called. Okay, इस constructor call हो रहा है, object नहीं create हो रहा, but constructor is called each time. इसका मतलब ये हम चाहे लिखें चाहे ना लिखें, Java virtual machine internally provides a default constructor in the abstract class also. Okay, means in the case of abstract class, Java virtual machine creates the default constructor. Fine. Okay, suppose if I write a bank, sorry, control this. If I write bank and suppose there is a string name, if I write a string n, and here I can write like this dot name is equal to, because there is only one variable, if I write this, so with the help of this constructor we can initialize the string. But the problem, as soon as I create the parameterized constructor, an error is there. Why the error is there? Because here आपने कोई भी अगर सुपर क्लास में एक पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर तो आपको कॉल करना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज वो बाय डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर को कॉल करेगा और बाय डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर उसको मिलेगा नहीं क्योंकि वो सुपर इंपोज हो चुका है पैरामीटराइज constructor से. तो here you need to, in order to remove the error in the first line, you need to write like super. क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको? कोई स्ट्रिंग पास करनी पड़ेगी, यही करना पड़ेगा ना. यू नीड टू पास द स्ट्रिंग हियर. सपोज अभी हम यहाँ कुछ भी पास कर दें, कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रही. सुपर, सॉरी, व्हाट इज द पैरामीटर हियर? स्ट्रिंग एन ना. तो यहाँ क्या पास करेंगे? सुपर करके अगर हम पास कर दे लीगल स्टार्ट ऑफ टाइप, सेकेंड, क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है?
सर पहले एसबीआई का कंस्ट्रक्टर बनाना पड़ेगा ना, तब फिर.
ओ सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी, वो तो धैर्य है. एसबीआई के कंस्ट्रक्टर की पहली लाइन होगी. थैंक यू. जस्ट क्रिएट द एसबीआई कंस्ट्रक्टर. ओके. In SBI constructor, basically you need to write super hello. ठीक है? Fine? Because the first line in the SBI constructor. So it means now you just first call the superclass parameterized constructor, then the problem is solved. Fine? So basically this process is called as constructor chaining. Fine. Okay, thank you. So similarly for PNB and similarly for UCO, you can write this. Okay. So actually in abstract class you can achieve the abstraction, but in abstract class there are certain concrete methods are there. So if anybody asks you a question ki abstract class can achieve 100% abstraction or not, can you achieve 100% abstraction with the help of abstract class if you make all the method as abstract? Okay. If you make all the method, means suppose there are 4 methods and 3 methods are abstract and 1 method is concrete. So it means how 75% abstraction is achieved. Fine. But actually in certain case, in special case, abstract class can have zero abstract method. So according to the definition, कि abstract class can have 0 or more abstract method. Means अगर आपके पास कोई भी abstract method नहीं है, then also you can create any class as abstract class. So there is a basically class HTTP servlet. HTTP servlet जब आप वेब डिजाइनिंग करोगे तब वहां पर उसका सिग्निफिकेंस आएगा. Basically in web designing there is a class HTTP servlet, java.servlet class, javax.servlet पैकेज के अंदर HTTP servlet class है. तो in that particular class there is no abstract method, but the class is abstract in nature. Means you cannot create the object of that particular class. If you do not want to create the object of a particular class, to just make that particular class as abstract, and the child class can override the already existing method. Yeah, with the help of child class object, you can call the parent class object. So basically in a special case, basically this, but special case है तब भी आपको definition में तो यही कहना पड़ेगा, 0 or more abstract method. Fine. So if suppose there are 100 method and 1 method is abstract and 99 method is not abstract, only 1% abstraction is achieved. Fine. So there is another way to achieve abstraction, that is interface. Interface. An interface basically provides the 100% abstraction. Interface provides the 100% abstraction because in interface all the methods are by default abstract in nature. अगर आप declare नहीं करते हो तब भी then the methods are by default abstract. Now the thing is, but in the case of abstract class we can also create the multiple abstract method. So what is the significance of creating the interface? Okay. So in the next one, we will discuss basically what is the significance of interface while there is a concept of abstract class is there. आपका abstract class का क्या significance आएगा? दो point of view से हमेशा देखना है. One, the first point of view is programmer point of view. Another point of view is user point of view. And the third point of view is like third party implementation provider. Programmer, which develops the code, user, which uses the already existing class, and the third party implementation provider means, suppose if I create an interface which is having multiple abstract method, और हमने बना के पब्लिक में डाल दिया एक इंटरफेस. इन इंटरफेस देयर आर 100 abstract method are there. तो मार्केट में कंपटीशन होगा, प्रोवाइडर्स आएंगे which provides the implementation detail of that particular method. Suppose example, if you create a class of sorting, yeah, if you create a class of any means data structure class, simple, and in that particular data structure class you make the sorting method as abstract. ठीक है, और आपने यदि हमने सॉर्टिंग बना दिया जो कि एक एरे लेगी और रिटर्न करके सॉर्टेड एरे देगी, बस ये तुमने दे दिया और मार्केट में फ्लोट कर दिया. सब लोगों ने क्या किया, अपना अपना इंप्लीमेंटेशन को सबमिट किया. तो जो यूजर होगा उसको जो जिसका इंप्लीमेंटेशन सही लगेगा उसको यूज कर लेगा. बिकॉज देयर आर मेनी इंप्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ सॉर्टिंग क्लासेस, मींस सॉर्टिंग मेथड्स, देयर आर मल्टीपल, क्विक सॉर्ट, बबल सॉर्ट, हीप सॉर्ट, रेडिक्स सॉर्ट, देयर आर मल्टीपल सॉर्टिंग मेथड्स आर देयर. ओके, तो आपको यह है कि सॉर्टिंग मेथड हमने दिया which will take input as an array and return an sorted array, और आपने उसको abstract कर दिया. डिफरेंट कंपनियां ने उसको इंप्लीमेंट करके दी थी. अब सपोज तुमने एक इंटरफेस बनाया, इंटरफेस में कह दिया एक मेथड हम बना रहे हैं जो एक फोल्डर लेगा और उसको जिप करके देगा, कंप्रेस करके. अब कंप्रेशन के एल्गोरिथम तुमको नहीं डिफाइन तुमने किया, सभी कंपनियों ने अपना अपना कंप्रेशन लिखा और कर लिया. अब यूजर को परचेस करना है कि किसका इंप्लीमेंटेशन उसको परचेस किया जाए कि उसको बेनिफिट होगा, तो उस हिसाब से वो परचेस कर लेगा. बिकॉज इन सर्टेन केसेस बेसिकली इन वेरियस ओपन सोर्स एपीआई, एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्रामिंग इंटरफेस बोलते हैं ना, इन वेरियस एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्रामिंग इंटरफेस basically the programmer or some company basically provides different interfaces, and there are some certain implementation providers are also there. Like आपने इन सिक्योरिटी में इंक्रिप्शन का नाम सुना है, सभी ने सुना होगा लगभग. सिक्योरिटी में कहता है ना इंक्रिप्शन लग रहा है, कुछ इनकोडिंग हो रही है, because algorithm is already defined. Algorithm is already defined, but the implementation is not fixed. A same algorithm is implemented in different way. A same algorithm can be implemented in different ways, and algorithm is already defined. तो क्या किया गया, encryption की एक algorithm बना के दे दी गई. Different providers ने efficiently secure way में coding करके implementation encryption की जो algorithm को अपने अपने तरीके से implement किया. अब हमको अगर कोई चीज यूज करना है encryption के लिए तो हम परचेस करेंगे. कुछ ओपन सोर्स है, कुछ पैसा देना पड़ता है हमको सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करने के लिए. ठीक है, क्योंकि हमने अगर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन बना दिया, माई इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इज नॉट एक्यूरेट इन ऑल केसेस, या माई मींस सपोज हमने कहा कि सर हम इंटरफेस क्यों बना रहे हैं, हम ही ना अपना कर दें, तो हुआ अगर हम अपना कर भी देंगे तो दैट इज फिक्स्ड. ओके, तो दूसरे लोग अपने हिसाब से इंप्लीमेंट करेंगे. तो नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि एक जनरल बॉडी ने कुछ इंटरफेस अपना बना के दे दिया, कुछ क्लासेस भी दे दी और कुछ इंटरफेस दे दिया. वो इंटरफेस इस तरह से दे दिया कि जो थर्ड पार्टी होगी जो प्रोवाइड्स करेगी उसका इंप्लीमेंटेशन वो अपने हिसाब से कर सकती है. और अभी आगे नेक्स्ट टर्न पर देखेंगे मेन मेथड भी वो देगी, और मेन मेथड में इस तरीके से मेन मेथड लिखना है कि कोई भी प्रोवाइडर हो वो वहां से उठा लेगा कि किस प्रोवाइडर की क्लास इंटरफेस को इंप्लीमेंट कर रही है और आपका प्रोग्राम पूरा एग्जीक्यूट करेगा. वो हम देखेंगे नेक्स्ट टर्न पे कि इंटरफेस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक एक्चुअली, because in various open source libraries, if you explore the open source libraries of Java, so actually in that particular open source library there are various interfaces are there, and when you would like to do certain projects, so you have to implement that particular interface according to your own needs. यही करना पड़ता है. जब ओपन सोर्स लाइब्रेरी ओपन करते हैं तो इंटरफेस देखते हैं, पहले तो क्लास देखे उसके मेथड को कॉल कर लिए. इंटरफेस आपको फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दे देता है कि आपको अपने हिसाब से चीजें करनी है। समझने की कोशिश करिए, अगर ऑलरेडी क्लासेस डिफाइन है तुम उनको यूज करोगे तब तो कोई नया प्रोजेक्ट नहीं हुआ ना, वो तो उनको यूज कर लिया। अब आपको कुछ नया बनाना है, रिसर्च करनी है, तो आप क्या करोगे? आइदर यू ओवरराइट द ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग मेथड और यू इनहेरिट सर्टेन क्लासेस एंड जस्ट ऐड एक्स्ट्रा मेथड, or if there are certain interface are there, you can implement those method according to your own needs. Okay, so this is the significance of open source. ठीक, so in the next one we will discuss the interface. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.